The silence of dawn on September 5, 1972 was shattered not by applause or the crack of a starter pistol, but by the cold echo of automatic rifles and the cries of hostages. In the heart of the Olympic Village in Munich, 8 members of the Palestinian militant group Black September infiltrated the Israeli team's quarters. By the end of the standoff, 11 Israeli athletes lay dead. The massacre was not just a tragedy, it was a turning point. The world mourned, but Israel acted. In the smoke and sorrow of that moment, Prime Minister Golda Meir authorized a secret campaign unlike anything attempted before. It was an invisible war. It was called Operation Wrath of God. The directive was chilling in its clarity. Identify and eliminate every individual responsible for Munich. Not in battle, not in a courtroom, quietly, one by one. Mossad, Israel's feared intelligence agency, was handed the mission. A special covert team within Mossad, known as Caesarea, would carry it out. Its operatives were experts in espionage, languages, disguise, and death. They would travel without uniforms, flags, or backup. Each mission was meticulously planned. Each target was pursued with patience. This was not revenge. This was retribution measured in cold blood. The first known target was Wael Zweiter, a Palestinian intellectual living in Rome, suspected of involvement in Black September. He was followed for weeks. On October 16, 1972, 2 agents waited for him outside his apartment. As he stepped from the elevator, they shot him 11 times. The message was clear. More names were added to the list. More operatives were deployed across Europe. Paris, Athens, Cyprus, Beirut. The targets were not foot soldiers. They were planners, logisticians, diplomats in disguise. Some were cautious, constantly on the move. Others had no idea Mossad had marked them for death. The campaign was brutal, but not flawless. In July 1973, Mossad agents tracked a man to Lillehammer, Norway. He was believed to be Ali Hassan Salameh, the mastermind of the Munich massacre. But he wasn't. His name was Ahmed Bouchiki, a Moroccan waiter with no ties to terror. Still, the agents pulled the trigger. The fallout was immediate. Several agents were caught and arrested by Norwegian police. The operation was publicly exposed. It was a devastating blow to Mossad's reputation and a painful reminder of the dangers of shadow warfare. But Mossad did not abandon the mission. Years later, in January 1979, the true Salameh was located in Beirut. Nicknamed the Red Prince, he was charming, elusive, and protected by layers of PLO security. But Mossad had infiltrated his world. After months of surveillance and planning, agents planted a car bomb along his daily route. As Salameh's convoy passed, the device was detonated. He and several bodyguards were killed instantly. This was the operation's crescendo, its ultimate triumph. But it wasn't its end. For years, Mossad agents continued to work from the shadows, trailing, listening, waiting. Targets vanished mysteriously. Hotel rooms were found undisturbed except for a single body and a silenced weapons whisper. It was a campaign of surgical precision, as much psychological as physical. It sowed fear into the hearts of those who once felt untouchable. Operation Wrath of God was unlike anything the world had seen before. It blurred the line between justice and vengeance. It raised ethical questions that still echo through international law and intelligence circles. Can one nation act as judge and executioner on foreign soil? Can vengeance be sanitized as defense? But for Israel, the mission was never about legality. It was about principle. That Israeli blood would not be spilled without consequence. That those who struck from the shadows would be hunted in the same darkness they once hid in. To this day, many details of Operation Wrath of God remain classified. The full list of names, the extent of the campaign, and the operatives who carried it out may never be fully known, but its legacy is undeniable. It wasn't a war waged with tanks or fighter jets. It was a war fought in whispers, in alleyways, and behind closed doors. A war of memory and message. A war that told the world Israel remembers and Mossad never forgets.